You ever have that one person in your house who thinks basic hygiene doesn't apply to them? Because I swear, for months, every single morning of my life felt like déjà vu. I'd walk into the bathroom half asleep, ready to start my day, and boom, there it was again, a mess on the seat. Every single morning. It didn't matter if it was a school day, weekend, summer. This disgusting pattern was as predictable as my alarm clock, and I knew exactly who was behind it, my twin brother. Now, before anyone jumps to the maybe it was someone else in the house excuse, let me make something clear. I live with my dad, my mom, and my brother. 4 people. 2 females who sit, one dad who actually cleans after himself, and then my brother. The human sprinkler system. At first, I tried to handle it calmly. I went straight to my dad and told him how nasty it was. I wasn't dramatic. I was genuinely disgusted. I mean, how hard is it to aim? It's literally gravity and a toilet bowl. My dad took it seriously. He called my brother into the hallway and scolded him. My brother, of course, denied everything with that face he does when he lies, eyes wide, voice cracking, hands up like he's being arrested. It's not me, he kept saying, as if the mess magically teleported there in the night. But the next morning, the mess was back, like clockwork. That's when something in me snapped. I wasn't just annoyed anymore. I was done. Done cleaning up after someone who had 0 respect and even less accountability. Done listening to his fake, it wasn't me, voice. Done dealing with the embarrassment of living with a teenage boy who behaved like an unsupervised raccoon. So I changed tactics. Every time I found the seat dirty, I would yell his name through the house like a mother summoning a child who just broke a window. Get in here, clean. This. Up. And he'd panic. Because he didn't want Dad getting involved again. He'd stomp down the hallway ranting, I didn't do it. Stop blaming me. But the second I threatened to call Dad, he'd magically remember that yes, it might have been him after all. And he'd clean it. It was pathetic, honestly. But I still wasn't satisfied. Because the mess kept happening, and he kept pretending it wasn't him. And I kept feeling like I lived with a toddler in a teenage body. But the day I truly reached my breaking point was the day I had a few friends over. We were hanging out in my room when one of my closest friends asked to use the bathroom. No big deal, until she came back out looking uncomfortable and whispering, there's pee all over the seat. I have never felt embarrassment hit so fast or so hard. It was like someone dumped a bucket of shame over my head. My friend wasn't being rude. It was just that bad. And I swear, in that moment, I felt my soul leave my body, slap my brother, and come back. I decided right then he was going to pay for this. Not violently, not dangerously, but poetically, deliberately, and in a way that would hit him exactly where it hurt, his ego. So I crafted a plan, a small, slow burn scheme that would chip away at his confidence until he finally understood what it felt like to be accused, embarrassed, and forced to take responsibility. Every time I found the bathroom clean, but after I used it, I'd sprinkle a little water on the seat. Not a ton, just enough to be noticeable. Sometimes I'd even add the tiniest touch of yellow watercolor, just enough to make it convincing. Then I'd walk out like nothing happened. My timing was perfect. I made sure Dad was the one who discovered it, and like magic, Dad would shout my brother's name and give him that "I'm too old for this" lecture. And the best part, my brother's wide-eyed, betrayed expression because, for once, he actually wasn't responsible. But because his past behavior had already destroyed his credibility. His "it wasn't me" routine did absolutely nothing. He sounded like a broken record nobody believed anymore. And I won't lie, watching him get blamed for something he didn't do, even though he still did the same thing on other days, felt like justice balancing itself out, karma with a little push. I thought my mission was complete when one day I noticed he had started wiping the seat, voluntarily, quietly, almost like he was trying to rewrite his bathroom criminal record. But then 3 days ago, I walked into the bathroom after he used it. And the mess was there. Not water, not watercolor, real unmistakable proof. He hadn't changed after all. He was just cleaning when he remembered, and clearly that wasn't often. That's when I upgraded the plan, because I wasn't going to let months of embarrassment end with a half fix. No. He needed to feel it in his soul. And guess what? That opportunity arrived perfectly when he had friends over. I heard them laughing in the living room, gaming, joking, doing whatever teenage boys do. And as soon as I heard the bathroom door open and close, I knew it was showtime. I walked in, confirmed he'd left another mess, and set up my evidence, just a little more obviously than usual. Then I walked back into the living room, stood behind the couch, and said loud enough for his friends to hear, "Hey, why didn't you clean the bathroom after you used it? You got it all over the seat, even on the floor. At least try to aim next time." His friends looked at him like he'd just been caught stealing from a charity box, and he turned red. Full stoplight red. He exploded. "ITS not Mimi? Seriously, WTF? It has to be Dad." His voice cracked so hard the room went silent. Then everyone turned to look at me, waiting for the verdict. And I delivered it sweetly. "Bro, I literally saw you walk out of the bathroom. It's okay to have weird habits, but you need to stop. For real." The look on his face. Priceless. Humiliation, betrayal, confusion, like the entire universe had conspired to expose him. His friends awkwardly avoided eye contact, and he just sat there, stiff as a statue, wanting to sink into the couch cushions and evaporate from existence. Later, when his friends were gone, he marched into my room like a detective who finally found the missing clue. He insisted it wasn't him. He swore on everything he could think of. He threw Dad under the bus again, saying, "It has to be him, because I swear it's not me." And I just shrugged. Because now his denial didn't matter. He'd built that reputation himself. And I wasn't going to save him from the consequences of his own messy habits. I never admitted what I did. I don't plan to. And honestly, I don't feel bad. Not one bit, because for the first time in our entire bathroom war, something amazing has changed. My brother finally cleans up after himself. Not because Dad made him. Not because I forced him. But because now he genuinely fears being embarrassed again. And that fear, that's better than revenge. That's long-lasting behavioral correction. So yeah, mission accomplished. And if karma needed a little assist, well, sometimes justice just needs a creative mind and a few drops of water. If you've ever experienced the sweet satisfaction of someone finally facing consequences after denying everything for way too long, hit that like button. Subscribe for more stories where justice isn't just served, it's custom made. And tell me in the comments, what's the pettiest revenge you've ever pulled that worked better than you expected?